Hey there, and thanks for joining me for another First Five. Today we start the book of Romans, and we can see in the first 7 verses, Paul is beginning his letter in a pretty common format for letters at that time. He states who he is and who the letter was intended for. So in this case, Paul says he is a slave to King Jesus, and he is writing to all of those in Rome who love God. Now, keep in mind that Rome at this time was the greatest city and empire in the world. It was the home of the most powerful man in the world, Caesar. And in fact, some of Caesar's titles throughout history have included Son of God. His birthday was described as good news. People's allegiance and loyalty to this man and his kingdom were something the world hadn't ever seen before. So here, what Paul writes in Romans chapter 1, verses 8 through 17 go like this. First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith is being reported all over the world. God, whom I serve with my whole heart, is in preaching the gospel of his Son, is my witness how constantly I remember you in my prayers at all times. And I pray that now, at last, by God's will, the way may be open for me to come to you. I long to see you so that I may impart to you some spiritual gift to make you strong. That is, that you and I may mutually be encouraged by each other's faith. I do not want you to be unaware, brothers, that I planned many times to come to you, but have been prevented from doing so until now, in order that I might have a harvest among you, just as I have had among other Gentiles. I am obligated both to Greeks and non-Greeks, both to the wise and the foolish. That is why I'm so eager to preach the gospel also to you who are at Rome. I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God for the salvation of everyone who believes, first for the Jew, then for the Gentile. For in the gospel, a righteousness from God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith, from first to last, just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith. Now, keep in mind the time, the place, and the audience. Paul comes in, and through his letter and his life, he wants people to know the message of Jesus. That Jesus is the one true King and the only Lord worth our allegiance and our loyalty. He didn't back down or shy away from getting that message to Rome at a time when that would not be very easy or popular to share that news. But Paul is convinced. He believes that Jesus, the Son of God, died and rose again and is Lord. And he believes that he came to restore the world. And he believes it so deeply and so completely that he can't help but make it his life's mission to share that with others. He just has to tell people about this good news. And even though this letter was definitely intended for the people of one particular city at a particular time in history, it really is meant for us today as well. We too are called to the same believing obedience that comes from faith, because the good news isn't about something that can happen to us. It's about something that God has already done through Jesus. Through Jesus, God has shown that he is faithful, that he intends to keep the promise and the purpose of this covenant, that he will restore the world and he will set things right again. And Paul is saying this in verses 16 and 17, that if we want to see the fullness of God's faithfulness and restoration, then we too must be faithful. We have to have faith in God's faithfulness and embrace the salvation that God offers to us and wants to extend to every person through Jesus Christ. N.T. Wright puts it like this: salvation isn't only for the future, salvation is for right now as well as future hope. He says they were saved, they are being saved, they will be saved. And if we really believe this, if we affirm that Jesus is the Son of God who defeated death and is working out a plan to restore the world, then we should make it our life's goal to share that with others just like Paul did. If this is really true, we need to tell others about this grace that is available to all people. We have to have faith in God's faithfulness and be obedient to the call of sharing the good news of Jesus and the righteousness of God. Let's make it our life's mission. Have a great day.